the primal urge to hunt megafauna with the boys. This is what peak MMORPG content is. Dungeons, raids, Savage, Mythic Plus, Ultimates. Throwing ourselves at challenges like these is what created my favorite memories, the most triumphant victories, and the most hilarious crash outs.
Oh no, fuck! No, fucking Christ, are you kidding me?
But to get these requires you to go through this. Or this. Or this. Would they bring as much joy, or is the journey just as important as the destination? Well, I'm definitely not the first to think of this, as we've had game developers from indie to full studios create games I dub MMO Light. In this video, we'll take a look at some of them, which, as an MMO fan, I believe you would be interested in. Rabbit and Steel is MMO raiding packed into one 4-player co-op roguelike, specifically Final Fantasy XIV, if you couldn't tell. Made by a solo dev with great taste, if you want the experience of yelling at your friends to stop running away at the stack marker without having to slog through 200 hours plus of main story quests and unskippable cutscenes, then look absolutely no further. This game so uniquely blends the action roguelike genre with MMO raiding you'll forget that you're late for your next scheduled static. Although the 10 different classes play rather simply, it unironically has more class identity than modern Final Fantasy XIV, with all of them offering a unique playstyle, some familiar, look there's the ley lines, wee, and some new. For the roguelike fans, each run will offer you different items to build combos with, as well as skill modifiers that change the way each class is played each run. In terms of meta progression, everything resets each run, but you do unlock new classes as you play, and cosmetics when you complete certain challenges. Oh, and don't worry, it's still hard. Very hard. Healed to Death is the ultimate healer power fantasy, sending you through procedurally generated dungeons with a party of your choice who stick uncomfortably close to you at all times. Every run you'll delve through the dungeon, level up, unlock random skills and skill upgrades, find shops and loot, equip your party and fight bosses. Mechanically, it plays very much like World of Warcraft or Rift healing, but you'll be able to choose from practically every style you can think of. Pure heals, AoE heals, healing over time, barriers, chain heals, blood-based heals, smacking enemies who explode into warm, gooey healing, it's all here. Additionally, every enemy is undead, so all your healing spells double up as damage spells. The AI can be a little frustrating, as they will literally stand in every single AoE if you don't order them to move, but honestly this is no different to the real MMORPG experience, so it's hard to fault the game for that. When your party inevitably wipes you, because it's never your fault as the healer despite everyone telling you it is, you get currency which you can carry with you to upgrade a town and form a meta progression before you go back in. Here you'll unlock new spells, new heroes to take with you into the dungeon, and stat upgrades for your party. This game is a love letter to MMO healing and a very unique take on the roguelite dungeon crawler. It's single player only, but I have had a lot of fun with my time playing it, and look forward to getting through to the deeper bosses. Syl and the Fading World is a passion project created by a lifelong World of Warcraft raider. Inspired by the Mage Tower, the developer set out to make an entire RPG designed around single-player MMO raiding. You play as Syl, a silent protagonist with his talking sword. Huh? Anyway, you'll progress through the world, level up, freely allocate talent points to set up your build, and then finally take on tough raid-style bosses one-on-one. No time to blame your party this time, as you'll be too busy dodging and focusing on bringing your own skill to the fight. There's plenty of choice here between 3 classes and 3 subclasses of each of those. If you're a fan of ARPGs, such as Diablo or Grim Dawn, you'll also find a very familiar itemization system with implicits, prefixes, suffixes, random rolls, gem slots, and legendary chase items that feed dopamine directly to your brain like the number go big addict I know we all are. You'll even further customize your character through a relic affixed with boss soul crystals, giving you various proc-based effects found from the bosses you defeat, reminiscent of MMOs based procs and trinket items. So it's all the systems we know and love, tied together in a game that focuses on epic boss fights with an MMO twist. Yeah. The game is not currently out, but there is a short demo on Steam and a playtest happening this Friday, which you can join the SIL Discord to apply for, both of which are in the description. Wayfinder was an upcoming action MMORPG who realized that making an MMO is really, really hard. So they scrapped the MMO part during their rocky development after their publisher disappeared, and came out the other side relatively unscathed. The final released game is a third-person action RPG, 3-player co-op game with 8 different characters to build and a ton of different weapons. Although each Wayfinder has their own preference to their own style of weapon, similar to Guild Wars 2, everyone can use every weapon and each weapon has its own abilities and strengths. This, combined with tons of great-looking unique armor sets for each Wayfinder, and even more sets of items in the form of accessories, gives the game a ton of build variety and potential. The combat itself is fast-paced but responsive, being an offline playable game with dodging, chaining together combos, blocking and parries, and active reloads with a lot of bosses and tough enemy modifiers ready to push you in if you start slacking. You'll explore a small open world and either solo, with friends, or randoms into dungeons similar to Destiny or Diablo, grind out materials and gear to upgrade your Wayfinders, and challenge new and harder dungeons and content. Unlike the other games mentioned, there's a big focus on the end game here. Even at max level on one character, you'll unlock a Wayfinder rank, an account level that buffs all your characters. You'll get new challenges and progression systems, ascending characters, mythic hunts, raids, and challenging post-game content. The game was going to launch with microtransactions, but because they did away with the live service route, everything in the entire game is unlockable and free, which is very refreshing coming from other games these days. Most recently, they've added a 5th difficulty called Nightmare above the old Maximum Heroic, which has exclusive items and rewards, as well as a hardcore mode if you're a sadist who's into that. If you're into these types of live service progression systems but want a vacation from the bloat of actually playing one, or a break from your favorite game's content drought, then definitely take a look at Wayfinder. Mythic Plus without having to play World of Warcraft. Fellowship is effectively MMO Dungeons the game. You start out by picking a class from the Holy Trinity and queue up into adventures and dungeons, work together to clear it, grab your loot, and go again. The game is tab target ability based. It has a rather quick global cooldown, combos, and instants, so it'll be very familiar to MMO fans who will pick it up quickly. Having a tighter scope means more focus is given to dungeons and bosses, which polishes the whole experience. This game was clearly designed with a love for MMOs in mind, and this is reflected not only in the gameplay and the unique boss mechanics, but all the quality of life built into the game already. Deadly boss mod style alerts and cast bars, DPS and HPS meters, action queuing, fully customizable keybinds, and UI. There's even dungeon and hero leaderboards where you can view comps and builds. As you get further into the game, you'll unlock tons of new abilities and talents. To compensate, instead of just numbers scaling up, bosses and dungeons will unlock new mechanics as you ascend and increase the difficulty. Each run having a static time limit as well will mean that the commitment is intentionally not as harsh as MMOs often can be. The game isn't out yet, but their most recent playtest during Steam's Next Fest, we got a great look at how it's going to play, and there's a lot of potential here. Early access is stated to be sometime this year as per their most recent dev update covering the feedback they got from the playtest. These types of games are helping scratch that MMO itch, while we pretend the right MMO will ever exist in our lifetime. And we're seeing more of them pop up. Check out the description for links to all the games listed, and leave a comment if there's other MMO-like games you can think of, if you enjoyed these ones, or just to call me out on shit taste. Subscribe for more MMO content, and I'll see you next time.